Up until very, very recently, I didn't have much in the way of VR capabilities. And Garden of the Sea was one of those games where I was desperate to play and experience the game, but it was locked to a VR concept that I didn't actually have access to. And so I was delighted last month when it was re-released with a standalone version so that anyone could play this game across PC and console. It's a chilled out life sim where you craft, explore and garden your way across various mysteries of the islands that you have and the inhabitants that lay dormant inside them. Some of these are cutesy animals that you can stroke and then feed, and they become friends with you and start harvesting their own little weird crops and bits of fun to be had. Or it could be that you want to use all of the different trees and environmental things that you can harvest or chop down or grow so that you can develop your house and become much more of a mainstay on your main island. One of the crucial things that you'll want to get focused in on early on, though, is building out your boat, because your boat becomes your central vehicle to voyage between your main island, which becomes your home and your central garden, to all of these other custom bespoke islands that are home to various different resources that you'll only be able to find there. And the beauty of Garden of the Sea is how you can go and chart off to different islands, discover new recipes for crafting or cooking ingredients or flowers or trees or just resources in general that you can pick up, including fish that you can fish for with your fishing rod. Bring them back to your island, and then using some of your mystical contraptions, you can basically bottle them up as seeds and then take control of them and start gardening them in your own home itself. So you're bringing back nature from all of these different places to your central island and building it out exactly how you want them to be. I discovered throughout all of this that my housekeeping skills are terrible. I just basically throw things in piles and go and cultivate entire swathes of my main island to become gardens. But all of the recipes here allow you to put in some nice paving or some garden beds so that you can have dedicated areas to specific plants or flowers or crops. If you really want to, you can then fence them off and it all looks super cute and cozy. But if you're very much quest driven, instead you can just ignore all of that and just chuck it all in your house, close the door and kind of be like, la 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 la, just wander off and do your own thing. You aren't penalised for it at all. And the fact that you can carry around your axe for chopping wood or your hoe for digging up your gardening area and your watering can to then just water the areas wherever you go. It's a have tool, will garden mindset. And so you can turn anywhere into your home if you really want it to be. The more you explore, the more you find, the more difficulty you will have juggling and scaling up your inventory. And so you can build treasure chests that hold these little bubbles inside, and you can hold up to 10 of a single thing inside a bubble. And so you'll want to have lots of those nearby so that you can have stock of different things, so that you can then upgrade or build new structures and decorations or curtains for your house, for example, depending on what it is that you want to do. There's lots here if you want to explore it, but you don't necessarily have to complete the main story arc, which sees you bringing deities back to life again by offering them up crystals so that they can then bring to life a central island that unlocks some of the main mysteries of what's going on. All of this comes together in a very cutesy way, and it's very approachable. You can do it at your own time, at your own pace. The day-night cycle is gorgeous, and I particularly love when you're out on the water on your boat. The calming but adventurous music that accompanies you. And as you get further in the game, you start to have other animals like dolphins try and jump out and sail with you. And you'll get to see the sun go down for sunset and the moon rising up. And you can just live in this world and it feels like just beautiful and peaceful to be part of. That said, it doesn't always lend itself well to perfect, peaceful living. Your animal friends will need constant petting and constant feeding to keep up their heart meters. And even if you just leave the game and come back like in a couple of days' time, when you come back, they seem to have forgotten you and got a bit stroppy. And I found that slightly annoying because I thought I'd befriended them and they just were a bit fickle. So down the food chain I went. The other thing that I found was that I got motion sick with this game. And I do get motion sick with games occasionally. And normally I can stop it by mucking about with some of the camera settings or the field of view settings. But I couldn't get away from feeling sick playing Garden of the Sea in standard mode. And whilst I don't think this will be a problem for many other people, it was a problem for me because I could only do 15 minutes at a time, 20 max, before I felt so groggy that I needed to go away and come back later. And so my experience of Garden of the Sea felt quite bitty, and I think that's what also made me just become quite messy on my island and not want to focus on making a beautiful home, because actually it gave me a headache to do it. As I say, other people's mileage on that will definitely vary. I'm a bit of a wet lettuce, I guess, when it comes to motion sickness in games in very specific environments, and this is just one of them. That to one side though, I found the world and the mystical nature of it and just the approachability of everything in Garden of the Sea to be absolutely entrancing and enchanting. It's a beautiful world to be part of. It felt comforting and warm and exciting. And there's so much off the main quest path for you to go and explore and enjoy if you want to, that this game is really difficult to kind of tell you how long it will take to complete, because I bet you could probably do the main quest in say 4 to 5 hours, but you'd be missing over half the content. And so it's one of those ones where if you feel comfortable enjoying spending more time in Garden of the Sea, this will give you hours and hours and hours back as you tinker and garden and just spruce up your world so that it looks exactly how you want. I had great fun. Yes, it made me feel motion sick, but I was still coming back time and time again because I wanted to persist and get through the game and enjoy what it had to offer. And I think that says quite a lot for what's here, even if it made me ill doing so. So Garden of the Sea, it is available in VR, and I don't know how that plays. I've only played the standard mode, but the standard mode is beautiful and approachable, and I would recommend it to anyone that is looking for a chilled out, cosy gardening sim. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.